It's your boy Jay. It's the Digital Revolution podcast. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. It's a lot going on. It's just a heavy feeling going on out there. Guys, we're in World War III, as you know. These jobs ain't shit. These jobs cannot accommodate for inflation. We're going into hyperinflation. We're going to be seeing more higher prices in food. We're at war with the Middle East. There's a lot of propaganda going on about the Middle East and what's really going on and who's who and what's what on the geopolitical chessboard. Guys, forgive me if you hear my little puppy in the background there. But guys, we have a lot going on. It's your boy Jay, it's the Digital Revolution podcast. Let's just get to it. We're going to be checking equities, and then in the next video we'll be doing checking equities, and then the next video we'll be doing Ask the Oracle about what's his name, Kushner. Oof. Yeah, we're going to be asking about Kushner. Guys, please bear with me. We're in the Mercury retrograde. It's your boy Jason, Digital Revolution Podcast. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm kicking to you. My channel's being shadow banned because, we're really getting at the truth. Let's ask Oracle and let's check the stock market. Guys, we've been having significant down days. Like, as I mentioned in the last few podcasts, let me see if I can make my screen a little bit bigger. As I mentioned in the last few podcasts, we've been having these significant down days, red days, and today's just another red day, just like a remarkable sell-off. But let's check equities. Let's see what's going on. So we're looking at the NASDAQ, and we're looking at the Ichimoku system is what I read. Ichimoku system and Fibonacci. And it's looking like on a daily chart, looking like it's down. Looks like from the all-time high. Looks like we had a double top there. Looks like it's a double top. Yeah, so we are down 7.88% on the NASDAQ, which is a lot of technology companies, tech companies. So down almost 8% on the NASDAQ. What is going on, guys? Why are we having such a sell-off? Let's see what it's like in the weekly. So a lot of the quants and a lot of people's stop losses have been triggered. Looking like there's some sell-off in the major indices. Will there be continued sell-off? We don't know. But we're hearing talks about illiquidity. And there is a lot of confidence in the major indices, into the S&P 500, into the Dow. We'll be looking at the Dow. But there's a lot of confidence in these indices. So looks like charts are all the same. We've been consolidating for a while now. Let me remove the Ichimoku. We're in consolidation into the downside. Looks like, down 4% on the daily for the S&P 500. Let's look at the Dow. Looks like the NASDAQ had a little bit more of a sell-off. Wow. Man, it's going to be continued. Ichimoku is kind of saying on the daily is going to be more continued sell-off. We hit a low of 6.91%, almost 7% sell-off on these indices on the Dow. I wonder if there's going to be continued sell-off. Gold also sold off, but from the all-time high. Let's move this out the way. From the all-time high, that's at 8%. I mean, it went from. If I can just measure this, guys, please bear with me. It went from the all-time high. Gold crashed 21%. There was a sell-off in gold, 21%, but then it bounced back. Now it's at 8%. So from the all-time high, it was at 8%, but we did have that correction. But gold is still almost at its all-time high. So we are consolidating in gold. Looks like the markets are in a heavy consolidation, and it looks like the next few quarters, the next few trading days are going to be extremely significant to the stock market, because it's going to tell us if there is continued selling. But again, we're hearing talks about private credit illiquidity in private credit. We're hearing talks about insurance companies having counterparty liability. We're hearing talks about Warren Buffett saving up cash for a rainy day to buy up some of these equities. We're hearing stuff like Egon van Greer saying that there's going to be a major correction in the stock market. I think that the conservative correction in the stock market looks like it would be a 40% conservatively a 40% correction, but we're looking at a price target for the Dow at 5,000, so almost a 90% correction in the market. We're expecting a 90% correction in the market. We have a lot of confidence in these markets, but the whole entire planet is about $2 quadrillion in debt, and we get that figure from Egon van Greers, some of the best risk managers. We get those numbers from. Whole planet is $2 quadrillion in debt, and the whole planet is in the process of defaulting. And so, who's going to be there to buy these equities when there starts to be weakness in these equities? We're hearing talks about issues in the 401ks, massive liquidation in the 401ks, run on banks. Guys, all this is looking like everything that happened in the Great Depression. Like, everything's lining up. The stars are aligning. And when the markets start to crash, who's going to be there to buy it? We have a little bit too much faith in the major indices. But yeah, so let's look at silver. Yeah, silver had a major correction. But it also bounced back. We had a major correction in silver, but guys, that's considered cheap. We're also hearing from like Bill Holter that there's a run on the COMEX and the banks in London, the LBMA, I believe it's called, that there are run on the banks, and that basically the COMEX is committing fraud, that they're selling more silver and gold that they actually have, that they don't actually have the gold. And it looks like there is some, like I said, some illiquidity in the market, and people, they want to cash out. They want their cash because as the market goes higher and higher, there's going to be more volatility, and there's a little bit too much faith because you have a lot of really smart people, smart investors that believe that the Fed will backstop the market, but they have not done their research, and they did not listen to people like Bill Holter, who told us that the Fed is basically insolvent, that they are going to just buy up all the bad debts of these banks, and they're going to just buy up all the bad mortgages, all the bad toxic junk bonds, all the shit that's not moving anymore. And but they themselves are insolvent. The central bank is insolvent. The Bank of Japan is insolvent. The European Bank is insolvent. The United States is going to war with Iran, but I think that they're underestimating. Again, we have a lot of confidence again in the stock market, and people are underestimating this war in Iran. I believe, me personally, and I'm just going to say all this is allegedly, that that there is a major terrorist factions within the United States that's going to pop off. And it looks like, when we ask the Oracle, it looks like it's going to pop off very soon. Guys, please bear with me. It's your boy, Jason, Digital Revolution Podcast. I hope that I'm explaining this correctly. I have not been on here in maybe like 2 years, but I've been posting a little bit more. So I'm getting a little bit better speaking extemporaneously. But guys, these markets look toppy, and these markets look volatile as fuck. And it looks like investors are, looks like some investors want to cash out as the market goes up, and it looks like we had a little bit of a buying in Bitcoin. We just heard that BlackRock, if you guys can see my screen, we just heard that BlackRock bought up like $300 million of look at if you. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. Bitcoin still in bear market despite price surges, says Bull Score Index, as BlackRock buys 1.28 billion. BlackRock signals 270 million Bitcoin. The last I checked, it was about 300 million. Ethereum sell-off. Maybe we'll check that. I believe that Bitcoin is a scam, but not that they're not making money off of it. Michael Saylor. We're going to have to ask the Oracle about Michael Saylor. I believe that he is a scammer, allegedly, that he's scamming. Him and the CIA, they scamming everybody in BlackRock. Well, we looked into BlackRock and we looked into Larry Fink, and Oracle said that he's a scammer as well. Guys, a lot of these people are scammers. All is not what it seems on Wall Street and the government. BlackRock buys up Bitmine shares as Ethereum threatens to fall to 1,400 a share. BlackRock just bought 350 million of these cryptocurrencies. Damn, why is BlackRock stepping in these markets? Yeah, if you look here, yeah, remember we was talking about in the last few market updates that Bitcoin is in a very, very sweet spot. Looks like BlackRock is stepping up, but it still looks like it's trading in that golden ratio, that Fibonacci golden ratio of a significant price range of 70,000 and 60,000 range. Well, we haven't. We're gonna see if Bitcoin goes past that 73,000 range, and if it holds above that, or if it really holds above the 80,000 range, and then we'll be in a little bit better territory. But I don't want to necessarily speculate because or speculate on the prices, but I think it's gonna be a lot of pressure, to keep Bitcoin up. It's gonna be a lot of money that they're gonna have to put into Bitcoin to prop it up, because Bitcoin is essentially crashing the market. And let's see, what is BlackRock doing? I think BlackRock was relatively, no, BlackRock down. And it could just be that overall market, equities are. Oh well, BlackRock down 21%, and they're buying up Bitcoin. I think that they got a lot of their money out. I think what's really happening is that BlackRock and a lot of these big major whales in the stock market, they cashed out, they got their money out, and now they're just putting just a little bit of money in, and they're not necessarily short selling. We don't know exactly what they're doing. They could be short selling, but I think they're just they're playing the short game on Bitcoin. They're playing the short game, because who's going to step in and buy up these markets? Like, who is literally going to step in? Is the Fed going to step in? That doesn't make any sense. Who's going to step in and buy that up? Anyways, guys, I digress. Yeah, it looks like, wow. It looks like on the 10-year yield, looks like they went up slightly, but we're still hovering at 4%. And it's your boy Jay. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm kicking to you. We're going over equity updates, and we're gonna swing lows, swing high, swing low. Yeah. I think we can expect to see. Interest rates go to about 4.48, and if they hold fast in that Fibonacci range, that 4.48 and above, then we can expect to see interest rates go up. But we do have a price target of interest rates that they're going to be going up. According to people like Lynette Zhang and Egan van Grers, that basically this is a debasement trade. Really, we're in the debasement trade. We're going into disinflation, hyperinflation trade. So we can expect for the currency to be debased and for prices of gold to continue to go up. But stock market is looking very toppy. If I just look in the S&P 500 and I pull back to the 6 month, I mean, we could just see how toppy it is. I mean, like, look at that. That is insane. If that's not some level of fraud, I hope you guys can see this. And when we pull back on this, I mean, like, this is insane. This is just like, credit. This is just like credit flooded the market, and I know that, I mean, but this continued rise in the S&P 500, a lot of, generation baby boomers and Gen Xers are heavily reliant on this going up. So, Donald Trump is going to do everything he can within his power to make it go up. Now, he did go to Iran, and we did have a spike in oil. Yeah, we had a spike in oil. Let's just go to the daily chart. It's your boy Jason, Digital Revolution Podcast. Guys, please bear with me. It's your boy Jay. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm kicking to you. We had wow, wait a minute. Oil at $81 a barrel? What? Oil spiking, guys. Yeah, with the Iran. Well, I heard from my sources that basically, in terms of geopolitical, that China was heavily relying on Iranian oil and Venezuelan oil, and so this is going to allegedly make United States more competitive. But guys, I don't think anybody really knows for sure who really controls China. I mean, from what I see, there's a lot of American interest in China. A lot of American banks have an interest in China, maybe a controlling stake in China. We don't know, because we have to do a lot of due diligence on who really owns China. Will the real owners of China please stand up? Is it the Chinese people? Of course, there's a lot of infighting within China with the communist Chinese parties, and just the freedom movement in China. I believe it's the Yellow Vest in China, and a couple of other more people. Guys, please bear with me. We're going over equities. I think that should round off equities. Let's go into QQQ. Yep. Yeah, so looks like overall the market is been consolidating into the downside, but when we pull back and we started to look at just different companies within the heat map, when we pulled back, we started to see that a lot of these companies, their stock price has significantly dropped. I mean, significant drop. So, well, Oracle said that there would be a major sell-off in the stock market coming up very soon. That we're going to have major sell-off in the stock market. The stock market is expected to crash, according to a lot of people and according to the Oracle. But hopefully you guys got my message. It's your boy Jason, Digital Revolution Podcast. Guys, please like and subscribe if you like what I'm kicking to you. They have been shadow banning my channel because I'm talking about all kind of, government, CIA, if you get flagged if you talk about those things. But yeah, we're going to be getting deeper into this. I think we can expect more volatility. I think we can expect that people in America, their dollar is not going to be worth shit. These jobs are not going to increase the pay because they don't want to pass the cost on to consumers. Yet, businesses are going to be more. We're going to expect to see more businesses. According to people like Iga von Greers, is going to be 10 years of default. 10 years of default, and very few companies are going to be solvent. Very few companies are going to be insolvent. Basically, the whole entire world is in the process of bankrupting, and it seems that the major players are jockeying for the hard assets. It doesn't really matter about the stock market because eventually, the stock market is going to go to its intrinsic value. The paper assets, the intangible assets will go to its intrinsic value, and the whole entire stock market is predicated on the dollar. So really, what is your belief in the dollar, guys? Depending on what socioeconomic bracket you in, the dollar is fucked up. The dollar is zero. We got people are operating at net zero. They're at negative. They're at negative. They're in the negative. If you got student loans, some people have hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have a whole mortgage in student loans, and they have a mortgage. Guys, the whole system is fucked up. The whole system is corrupt. There's so much corruption out there. And it seems as though that the credit system is coming. The major cycles are topping in the United States, and the credit system that the G7 banks use, the G7 want to depopulate as the credit system collapses. And if the dollar is still very strong because of our military. But we have a lot to ask the Ichimoku, guys. Please bear with me. Hope you like what I'm kicking to you. Please like and subscribe, and we're going to be asking the Oracle in the next segment about about Kushner.